What is going on, YouTubers? Nicked Out Vapor back here with another product review for you today. Today we're going to be taking a look at a WOTOFO project with Mike Vapes. It's the RECURVE Dual. Let's go ahead and dive down. We'll show you everything you need to know, everything that comes in the packaging, and we'll do a build and wick sesh on this dual coil RDA. Mike Vapes, you knocked it out of the park once again, brother. Let's go ahead and dive down. Alrighty guys, and here's the packaging that your RECURVE Dual will come in. Shows you WOTOFO logo at the bottom, plus Mike Vapes. It's a collaboration project between the two, as always. Check out the back, shows made in China, manufactured by WOTOFO, blah blah blah. Let's go ahead and get into what's inside the box. You're going to get a user's manual, which you really don't need to take a look at that, just watch the rest of the video. You're going to get a set of coils. These are their quad core fused Clapton coils, 0.26. Haven't tried them yet, but I have liked some of the other WOTOFO coils. You're also going to get some shoestring cotton. You're going to get a bag of goodies, some extra O-rings, some grub screws, and I already took the solid pin out and I put the squonk pin inside of there. You're going to get this little diagram showing you where to cut your coils at. They're saying 7mm is the perfect length. I've actually been doing it at 7.5 on the coily tool, but it's to your preferred setting. You're also going to get a drip tip. That is the drip tip that came with the original RECURVE single. Nice little addition. You're going to get a Phillips head screwdriver along with an Allen key to take out that squonk pin. And you're going to get this cool little coil cutting tool. 4mm on the thickest side, and each one of these little fans right here is going to be 1mm each. So all you're going to do is take your 4mm, that would be 5, 6, and 7. Go ahead and slide your coils down through here, and then you would cut it at their recommended length. Like I said, I've been cutting it about 7.5, so I've been using the coily tool itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the RECURVE Dual now. Alright, so here is the RECURVE Dual up close and personal. As you're going to see RECURVE right here on the side. You're going to have your 6 airflow slots just like you would have on the original RECURVE single. They're going to be a little bit wider of a bore for the airflow slots. Your drip tip. Go ahead and take that drip tip off. I just washed this thing up, so you might see a little bit of residue up top there. You're going to have an oil ring, an O-ring up on top of there, so you can go ahead and use any of your 810 drip tips that you want to do so, or you could use the extra one that's provided inside of the kit. Now here is the build deck for the RECURVE Dual. Just like the single, you're going to have 4 slots for your screw holes and your coils to place down inside of there themselves. Nice deep juice wells down inside of here, and you got that kind of like half pipe design for your airflow. 6 holes on each side, just like you've seen on the outside of the cap. You're going to have your 2 big screw holes there for your grub screws. Very nicely done with 2 O-rings facing at the bottom side of the RDA. RECURVE Dual on the bottom side with Mike Vapes, WOTOFO logo, and your discard information. Like I said, I already replaced the solid pin with the squonk pin. It comes pre-installed with the solid pin itself. Very, very nice build deck. Absolutely loving the build deck and build quality on this thing. Machining looks pretty good. Squonking works great on here, and so does dripping. Very well designed. I just love this build deck. Absolutely 100% love it. Alrighty guys, and I got this build deck sitting up on top of this little OBS cube, just something to throw it on so you guys can see me build it. We are going to build it the way that WOTOFO recommends. We're going to go ahead and use this. We're going to cut the leads at 7mm, so all you're going to do is drop your leads down inside of this little coil cutting tool. Go ahead and grab your snippers and just snip it flush right at the bottom. Just like so. Let's grab the other one. Throw it down inside of there like that. Have it sit flush and snip. Make sure you watch your eyes or cover the leads so they don't go flying up into your eyes, one of the two. Once you have your leads cut, all you have to do is take your build deck. Let's get these extra pieces outside of here. Take your build deck like that. Drop your leads down inside of those little slots right there. Now, once you got your coils in place, you want to make sure that they're pressed firmly all the way down inside of those coiling holes, and then all you're going to do is just tighten each one of your leads. Alright, now that you got your leads tightened down, all you're going to want to do is take your coiling tool, go ahead and straighten out your coils and move them over towards that airflow just a little bit. Do the same thing to the other side. And that is about how I like it. We're going to straighten them out just a little bit more off camera. You want to get them centered up right in the middle of your airflow holes, but very easy to build on. I mean, it literally takes you 2 seconds off camera to tighten these leads down, get your coils in place, and go ahead and get it firing so you can get it firing even all the way through the cotton. We'll show you that in just 1 second. Alrighty, now that we got the coils in place, that's about where I like to run them. Push them out to the edge just a little bit. And like I said, we did build it the way they recommend you building it, 7 millimeters in height, and we use the WOTOFO coils that they provided. Now all you're going to want to do is go ahead and get this thing glowing evenly. Let me go ahead and turn down the wattage on this thing real quick. Don't want to get them burning too hot right on the initial rip, but we're going to go ahead and get these coils glowing evenly. As you can see, they are starting to glow a little bit, and see how they're a little bit uneven? That's why we go ahead and scrape these. For anybody that's a new builder or anything like that, go ahead and scrape them so you get the hot spots out of them. If you see a real hot line go across one side of your coil, that's why we scrape them, is so you can get those lines out of there and it doesn't burn your your cotton. If you see any kind of hot spots, and you'll see what I'm talking about when you get a hot spot. It'll glow real bright red in one spot of the coil, and the rest of the coil will just be kind of like a regular red color, if that makes any sense to you at all. So you just scrape the coil, and it'll take some of those hot spots out of there. Once you get the coil glowing evenly, then you can go ahead and wick it up. Looks pretty even there. Going to be using some of this cotton thread, COTN. Absolutely love this cotton, guys. I use it in all my RDAs, RTAs, whatever the case might be. This is the cotton I am using at all times. Just go ahead and throw one of your leads down inside of there, pull through, make sure that it's nice and fluffy duffy on each side. You're going to want to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Grab your, ooh, look at that, got a limp one. Now all you're going to want to do is take your shears or your scissors, whatever you guys want to call them, and just give them a snip like that. Do the same on the other side. Once you have it cut, you can kind of line it up and see where you want it to be. So right there, that's about the length on this side that I like to go ahead and snip those. You can comb it out if you want to. I'm actually not going to because the juice wells in this thing are huge, and I really don't see a need or a reason. A need or a reason. That's what I was trying to get out. To go ahead and fluff that up. Once you go ahead and insert the cottontails down inside of the RDA, you can position the cotton as you feel you need it. And that's the way she looks all wicked up, guys. As you can see, you got that nice big gap so your juice can flow on each side to get to your wicktails. And that's what she looks from the side. So I'm going to go ahead and juice it up, throw it back on the top side, and we will take it back up on top, talk about it, give you my pros and cons, and everything else you may need to know on this recurve dole made by WOTOFO. And we are back, guys, back up on top. I got the recurve dole sitting on top of the top side dole. It ended up ohming out at a 0.13, set at 80 watts. I got some Boston cream donut in here by Mike Vapes and Hit That Juice. I'm just on a Mike Vape kick today. But let's go ahead and listen to the airflow so you guys can hear it real quick. 80 watts, 0.13 build, all 6 holes open. Let's have a vape. Now, some of you are going to think that even at all 6 holes open is a little bit restricted. Those people that like the Goon or like the new Oculus RDA, something to that, your cloud chasers, you're going to think this is a little bit restricted of a vape. So that could be a con to some of you that it's too restricted. But for me, it's not too restricted. I actually like it with 4 holes open, same wattage, 80 watts, on this 0.13 build. Let's go ahead and take a vape so you can hear the airflow. 4 holes. So it definitely jumps up in noise in my opinion when you vape it at 80 watts, 4 holes open. Let's take it down to 2 holes only. I'm going to turn down the wattage a little bit because I'm not trying to scald my mouth. So here we go. 70 watts, 2 holes open, 0.13. To me, there's no reason to ever run it at 2 holes open. If you run it at 4 holes open, 80 watts, or somewhere around that range, you get just as much flavor as when you reduce it down to 2 holes. And I just don't see that there's any need to go down to those 2 holes. Now, it does restrict the airflow, so if you want a more restricted hit, I don't think you lose any flavor. So you have that option, but for me, I'm never going to go down to 2 holes. I'm going to leave it at 4 holes open or wide open, just depending on the type of mood that I'm in. Because sometimes I want to chuck the cloud. Sometimes I want that extra airflow. And with having those 6 holes on there, you can go ahead and open that up if you wanted to. But for me, most of the time, I'm going to be running this at 4 holes, you know, around that 80 watt, 90 watt range, at like a 0.12 to a 0.14 build. That's just me. You guys may like other builds or airflow situations, but for me, it seems to be pretty good. Let's go ahead and dive into cons real quick. I only have 2. One is going to be the airflow, which I hate saying that because I don't mind it, but I don't love it. I'm not like in a huge like gush session over the airflow on this RDA. I think if they would have added some extra honeycomb on this, it would have been a little bit better. But I don't know. I didn't go through the building process like Mike did, so I could be completely wrong. I felt the same way about the recurve single. I just wasn't crazy over the airflow on either one of these RDAs. Do I think that the RDA is very good? Absolutely. 100% I think that it's a good RDA. I just wish there was a little bit of an option as far as the airflow settings on here, even more than what there already is. Con number 2 is going to be some people are going to have problems with putting the top cap back on. And while it may seem normal to all of your vapors out there that have ever dealt with RDAs, you would take your top cap airflow holes and line it up with your build deck airflow holes. With this, it seems to catch the notch that's in the top cap here so it locks down into place. Me personally, if you take your airflow slot and line it up with the edge of where your airflow build deck is, kind of like cockeyed like that, it seems to drop down into place way easier, and I don't have an issue doing that. The only thing you have to remember is you need to open your airflow back up because it's going to be closed off when you do that. But as long as you don't have a problem doing that, I don't see anything else wrong with this RDA. It's easy to build on. The flavor's great. The airflow's not bad. I like it, but I hate it at the same time. The airflow is the only thing that like kind of is veering me away from this RDA, but I'm still going to use it a ton just because of the ease of building on it. I just wish there was some kind of different airflow option. But that's just me. Some people may love the airflow on here. And I'm saying that you should try this RDA because the ease of build on the build deck is just 100% the best part about this RDA in my opinion. It squonks great. You can paint your juice on. You can splat your juice on. It doesn't matter however of a vapor you are. This RDA will let you go ahead and do that. So 100% win by WOTOFO. Mike Vapes killed another project. I mean, it's a win in both of their books, so I got to recommend it to you guys. It's super easy to build on. You get a great vape experience off of here, and that is all I have for you today. WOTOFO, nice work. Mikey Vapes, hell of a job, brother. And until next time, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button and throw a comment in. Let me know if you've tried it and what your opinions are on the Recurve Duel by WOTOFO and Mikey motherfucking Vapes.